Today we're going to be reviewing the Ulanzi MT40 wireless Bluetooth extendable grip. I bought this in place of the genuine Sony grip because it had a few features that I needed for my use, and I thought it was a better value. As you know, I do a lot of videos for my motorcycle, working in the garage, and I need something like a little tripod, and it would help if I had also remote capability as well. I do some of my recordings with my cell phone, and I also use this, which is the Sony RX100 Mark 7. Although I find myself reaching for the cell phone more than using that camera, and that's largely because it's easier to just shoot a quick video with the cell phone. But I thought, hey, it would be good to have a grip and with some remote capabilities, because when I've got greasy fingers, I don't want to touch the buttons on my expensive camera. I much rather put, my fingers on this kind of a grip than on the camera. So if this gets gummed up over time, I don't mind. It's only a cheap grip. I'll put a link in the description below to this, but I got it off Amazon. It came really quickly, and I've got it set up and everything, and it seems to be working fine. So what we're going to do now is just, obviously I had it open already, but I'm going to just do a quick unboxing so that you can see what's inside the box. Comes in a neat little box here. It had cellophane all over it, but I've since removed that. As you know, I don't do the typical unboxings like everybody else. I just open the thing and take it out. This here is the instruction pamphlet. Opens up, it's got English and Chinese, and not a lot of instructions because it's a pretty simple product. Not a lot of instructions needed. Comes with this little baggie, and the beauty about this one, as opposed to the Sony one, it comes also with a little Allen key and a little wireless dongle. So in case your camera does not have Bluetooth capability, you can connect using wireless. It also comes with a little USB-C charging cable. So you can plug this into a wall adapter or into some other source of power. Inside the box, you get the actual unit here, and you also get this part. This is the tripod legs. So it's just some tripod legs that you screw on to the bottom. It's a 1/4-20 type screw, and you screw it on to the bottom like this. Okay. So the beauty about this thing, this unit, is that the remote part can be removed. There is a USB-C port here for charging. This can be removed and used remotely away from that, so you can set this up with your camera on it and then move away a distance away and still have, functionality here. Unlike the Sony one, which has a lock for rotating side to side, as well as through 180 degrees this way, this one can only rotate through 90 degrees like that, up to the vertical. And there's no lock, so it's relying on friction of these two screws, so you may have to tighten this from time to time. I kind of like the Sony arrangement a little bit better because, it doesn't rely on friction. As for attaching the camera, there's my camera right here. You put this on like this, and if you want to rotate it the other way, from forward facing to backward facing, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Tighten that down. Okay, with the Sony grip, right, there is a little lock. You can just press on that and then rotate the camera. This one you can't. It does not rotate. So what you have to do, you'll have to just slacken this off and then rotate it manually and then tighten it back up again. Okay, so that's one advantage for the Sony. It's got a better a better connection at this point. But here is where this one comes in. In addition to this, the Sony can't detach the brain of the remote. It can't be attached. This is attached by a strong magnet. So that's a pretty nifty feature. But the beauty about this one is that it can be extended like this. I'm hoping that this is all showing up on the phone because I'm recording this on the phone and I can't see what I'm recording. But as you can see, this is kind of a selfie stick, and you bend that like that, you can just flip up the screen and I can record myself, shooting a video. So the whole thing is here. You can see the legs are here. And if I wanted to, I could just use this as a little tripod, a little mini tripod. Just open this like this, and then I've got a little tripod right there. So right away, you can see the strength of this design, and the fact that it's cheaper makes it even better. So the trade-off is all of that as opposed to the functionality in the head up here. Now, they say that this unit, this remote, can control one camera and it can control two phones. I believe that's what it said. Let's have a look just to double check. The little instruction sheet has it right here in this little table, and it says connection with multiple cameras or smartphones at the same time. The remote control can support one camera or receiver and two smartphones connected at the same time. So in the meanwhile, what I've got done is I've got the remote control connected to this iPhone that is being used for recording this video, as well as this camera. In order to pair the remote control to the phone, you've got to put both of them into pairing mode. To put the remote into pairing mode, you switch it on, and then you press these two buttons simultaneously, like that. You hold that down, and then this will be blinking, and this has to be also in pairing mode, and this will notice that this is trying to connect, and then it'll ask, do you want to connect? I've already got it paired, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to just show you the screens that are required. On the menu screen, two things have to be set. Bluetooth remote control has got to be set to on. By default, it's off. And the other setting is Bluetooth settings. You have to put the Bluetooth function of the camera to on. By default, it's off. So it's on, and then you just come down here and click on pairing. Once you click on pairing, you hold down these two buttons on the remote control, and it'll ask, do you want to pair with the Ulanzi? And you say yes. And after that, as soon as you turn on the camera, this goes solid, and the connection is enabled. And just to prove, I'll just put this back. Well, I can prove it by just half pressing this, and this will take me out of menu mode and put me into shooting mode. Right there, you can see. And turning it around, you can see, flip up the screen and you can see what's going on here. Just moving the zoom function, you can see it zooming. So it's connected. Half press causes a focus, like that. And a full press takes a picture. And it takes a picture in countdown mode from 3, 2, 1. You press this other button here, and it takes a video. Right now, it's shooting a video. And you can see the little bars, audio bars moving to prove it. Press it again, stops the video. One thing I didn't realize, because I had to shoot that little segment 3 times, is when this is paired to my cell phone as well, which is what I'm using to record this video. I'm going to turn this off, save on some battery. Every time I demonstrate by pressing one of these two buttons here, and I suspect it's this button, not this button, because this button does not have any effect on the camera, on the phone when you've paired the remote. Only this button works. Zooming doesn't work on my iPhone XR. The only button that works when paired with my iPhone is this, button here on the left. If the iPhone is in photo mode, it'll take a photo. If it's in video mode, it'll take a video, both with the press of this button. This button doesn't have any use, or this button. So only this button works. But like I was saying, every time while doing this demonstration that I press this button to show you the effect on this, it would turn the video of the iPhone off. So I couldn't figure it out. Why is it my video is not recording fully? So I finally realized that what I'd have to do for the purposes of recording this video is to disconnect the iPhone so that I can press this freely and that continues to record. So anyway, that's just a little bit of an extra knowledge that that you wouldn't normally get. You don't typically get in the typical review. My reviews usually have a little bit extra, and that's the extra that you get. So you're wondering what this little Allen key was for. The little Allen key is to tighten up these two screws here because, as I mentioned before, this connection here, or this pivoting action is controlled by friction. So if you put a really heavy camera on that, and this is kind of like loose, it'll just flop over, okay? So that's one area where the Sony type grip is much better. It's got that definite control and a lock up here, which is what you want. But this one, it doesn't have that. It requires, it relies on friction. But this one has the advantage of it being a little bit lighter and also having that extendable capability. And I can tell you, pulling this thing out requires some effort. It's not slack. So that will not drop down, I wouldn't think, in time for a camera of this size. If you put on a big, heavy SLR, it probably would kind of want to fall. But even so, I think this is constructed very, very strongly, and you won't have any problem with that. So that is an advantage of this design, as well as the detachable remote. And without, this is another plus. This comes with it. So, for example, and I'm not going to demonstrate this, but this here is a micro USB, and you can plug this into the micro USB port of your camera if you have one. And it so happens that the Sony, this Sony here, which is the RX100 Mark 7, it does have a micro USB port, so I can plug that in there, and it should enable me to connect wirelessly. See, it's plugged in. But I'm not going to try it because there's no need. We know that this is connected via Bluetooth, and so that's good. So there you have it. That's the explanation of the setup and how to connect for the Ulanzi MT40 wireless Bluetooth extendable grip. Pretty good bargain.